Yo guys, what is going on? On to the review. Boro plays Brentford yesterday at Riverside Stadium and it didn't so much go to plan. We lost the game 2-1 after winning the game 1-0. Yeah. Quite a bit to discuss in this review. I may get angry in this review, but it's purely down to frustration of our manager Tony Pulis, to which I have never ever, and I mean never ever, dug the guy out on a camera. Never ever gone at him for anything. I've always tried to defend Tony Pulis. But his tactic that he did yesterday, from a manager as experienced as Tony Pulis is, it was very much a rookie move. You wouldn't do it. It isn't one of them things that you expected Tony Pulis to do. Because after he made the tactic change that he did, they went back to the original formation that he made before he took off Assombalonga. Now, we started the game bright. Do you know what I mean? Plenty of chances. 6 minutes in. More besic turns, gets a shot off. Fletcher, my guy, puts in the bottom corner, 1-0 to the Boro. And after that, we had a couple of more chances. And I think to myself, about half an hour played, but this is pretty comfortable. Do you know what I mean? In that space of time, after the 30-minute period, Brentford had 2 goals disallowed, which was a little bit of a scare, because you think to yourself, right, well, if they get another chance, it's not going to be disallowed, they're going to make sure it goes in the back of the net. Now, after 2 disallowed goals were obviously disallowed, they didn't pose any threat in the first half after that one. And it was pretty comfortable. Went to half time. I think, so obviously, 2 minutes down inside the concourse. Since realistically, we should be 2-3 up. You know what I mean? Boro should put them to bed, given the chances we've got, because if we don't, Boro could get punished, which is just, that's the way football goes. Second half starts, and they're at it straight away. And I mean, they're in our faces. They push up a couple of yards, but they can't quite break us down yet. We're getting on the ball. We're trying to go down towards the other goal. We're trying to do little things here and there. And then 60 minutes goes on the clock. And it ticks over 61, ball goes up, Assombalonga off, and I'm thinking, right, well, that means Jordan Hugo's going to come on, the other striker. No, he's going to bring on a left back. So Tony Pulis is taking off our striker, bearing in mind we're only 1-0 up, right, but I still need that second goal for that little bit of security. He takes off Assombalonga, brings on a left back, and then it's 1 up front. And I think to myself, right, that's not going to happen, that ain't going to work. I don't think that move there should be made right now. Fair enough, if Boro were 2-0 up, then I'd say, do you know what, fair play then. If you want to bring a defender on, try and defend the 2-0 lead, I fully understand it. But not when we're only 1 goal up at home. It's still a little bit risky now. We've obviously made the change. Friends come on. But then we're going to concede 2. And I mean, they're straight after each other. Ryan's shot on the first one. Gets fizzed across the box. Gets fizzed back across the box. He went to clear it. Comes off his leg. And bounces straight to the top of the goal. And that's 1-1. And you think to yourself, right, okay, this is gonna go really, really badly here. Because every time we try and put the ball to Fletcher, he's all by himself. He no longer has the man that he plays off. He can't really do it on his own. And that's no offense to Fletcher, but he, like, you know what I mean. When you watch Fletcher, he plays off someone, and when you take that away from him, well, it's a bit hard against 4 defenders and 1 striker. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? He's that man around him. Didn't have it around him. They scored again. Ball goes back across the box, exactly the same. George Saville, mate, the goal we concede, right? It is primary school, should I say, defending that you learn. When the ball's in the air, you don't have a man's there, so no one shouts to you, so all you do is have a quick look over your shoulder, heads it back to one of their players on the edge of the box, he fizzes it into the penalty spot, puts it through Randolph's legs, we're then 2-1 down, right? We have 1 striker up front, then obviously the ball goes back up again, make another change, and then he brings on Jordan Hugo. So we then go back to the formation we were playing before he took off Assombalonga, and then after he did that formation the first time, we conceded 2. Pulis. Now, you are experienced. You're very much an experienced manager, and he's a manager I rate very, very highly. I always have done, ever since he was at Stoke, West Brom, and then he's come. I always rate Tony Pulis. But yesterday, and even now, I'm still scratching my head to why on earth you made that change. Because that change, really, and I would say the communication as well, cost us the game. We were in a winning position. We were winning that game comfortably. Yeah, okay, there was a little bit of pressure on, but Boro probably would have went and got the second goal if that change wouldn't have been made. I don't understand it. The fans around me didn't understand it. But Tony Pulis must have thought that it probably would have been alright to make the change. That's why he's done the change. You know, at the end of the day, he's a manager. Do you know what I mean? He knows best. But on this occasion, I hate to say it because I say I like him and all that and everything else, but you got it wrong. He got it wrong. It's one of the, when you look at it yesterday, results win for us again. Ipswich obviously pulled off the win, or I should say Ipswich obviously pulled off the draw against West Brom. If Boro would have won that game, you say would have been 4th, and then chasing into that top 2. I think top 2's gone. I'm going to be completely real. If we'd have got something at Wigan, and we'd have got something yesterday, then yeah, okay, top 2 still looks likely. But at the minute, we're almost being forced to accept the playoffs, and it isn't on. We shouldn't have to accept anything. Do you know what I mean? But it's just the way we're going. We're just dropping points against teams that we don't need to drop points against. I mean, I'm looking back at this season already and thinking, the reason why Boro are inside that top 2 is because of things like yesterday. The inconsistency. I had a phone call this morning. Oh, how inconsistent are Boro? I know. I've been saying it all season long. The inconsistency has cost us. That's why Boro are whereabouts we are. But that's it. That's the whole thing about it. You look at Rotherham at home earlier in the season, they're 0-0. They literally defended for their lives for 90 minutes. Points dropped. Swansea at home, when their fans were celebrating as if they just won the FA Cup, points dropped. Wigan away last week, you had an open goal and you still couldn't score. Points dropped. Yesterday, you're winning 1-0. You obviously make a change, bring a defender, you can't see 2 and lose the game 2-1. Points dropped. Leeds at home, you're winning the game 1-0. Set piece comes in, they score. You have to go on with a point, but it could have been 3. That's points dropped. That's 5 games alone on my hand that I'm counting. We're about to drop points against teams that really we didn't have to drop points against because of silly tactics or a lack of communication or something's gone wrong, an error that doesn't have to go wrong. Do you know what I mean? If we were just a little bit up here and a little bit of that, it would have been all right. But we didn't have it, and that's why we've dropped these points. Imagine 9 points there. It's simple as that. 15 points dropped for me this season so far. In games where I look back on it, I'm going to be absolutely good at the end of the season, looking back on them thinking, if we don't go up, 10 points there, 15 points would have had us up there. Because then 15 points there, I'd have you inside the top 2. Possibly even top of the league right now. That's where we would have been sitting. And I know it's football, I know it's this, that and the other, but that's the realisation of it. We've dropped points against teams we didn't have to drop points against. And yesterday, it just frustrated me. I come out of the stadium thinking, that silly tactic and that lack of communication has cost us a win. And 3 points right now are absolutely so hard to get hold of, if you like. But we had them there. The 3 points were inside the bag, and it's been taken away. And went with Brentford. They were that buzzing yesterday. Their manager was in the crowd hugging them all. That's what it meant to them. It's just silly. I don't know. Listen, I'm going to be thinking about it for a long, long time. The game yesterday, everything around it, the change, the lack of communication, the schoolboy errors, the George Savile header. But listen, I know George Savile won't do that again. Do you know what I mean? I know for a fact he won't do that again because he's going to look back at yesterday and think, you know what I mean? There's no need to do that. But I know for a fact he's going to come back stronger on Wednesday. Ryan Shotton's going to look back at his own goal and think, do you know what? I'm going to be in the right position next time. Someone's going to have to shout to me. He won't do it again. I know we're better than this. But these little things, they just get me back up. And of course I have to talk about them to you all. We have got a team there of players that are much better than what we put in yesterday. A lot better than yesterday. On another day, put up, you know what I mean? On another day, put up 3 past them yesterday in the first half, and half time's 3-0, game's done. One thing that does me about the Boro, and it's one thing, when we score early, we sit back. Home or away, we sit back, and it shouldn't happen. We should keep going and going and going and going and going. And unfortunately for us, we don't. Them little things yesterday cost us the game, and it's so good to sit here now and say, do you know what it is? We could have won yesterday, but the silly lack of communication, the Tony Pulis tactic, Tony Pulis is to blame, the communication is to blame. I'm gutted. I'm genuinely devastated the fact that that's happened yesterday. I was so angry coming out of the stadium yesterday thinking, the 3 points were there. We had them. We literally had them. Do you know what I mean? We were comfortable. And then he goes and makes the change. It doesn't have to happen. You don't need to do that change. It's such a bizarre change as well. A striker for a defender. It doesn't make sense. It won't make sense to me all season. I will not understand it all season long. It will never make sense to me. Because I just don't get it. I've never seen that before, Boro. But to take off your attacker at 1-0 and bring in a defender and try and defend it, I've never seen it. It will never make sense to me. But do you know what it is? We have to go on with it now. We have to go into Wednesday night, Preston. And obviously, you know what I mean? They beat Blackburn yesterday. So they're going to be jumping all over. It's going to be tough Wednesday night. You know what I mean? Obviously, you know, flipping it, man. Preview for that one will be out Tuesday. But I thought yesterday, I said it all week. I wasn't the most confident going into it yesterday because I thought something would happen like that, which happened. And I could just feel it. I just feel it happening. One thing we're going to try and do now is go back to being consistent again. With 4 games unbeaten going into yesterday, and now obviously, you know what I mean, Boro got to go on a run. We've got some really hard games coming up as well. It's going to be a tough end of the season, but what can we do, man? You know what I mean? It's all about getting behind the boys and supporting them. Also, guys, check out the link in the description, the Football Blogging Awards. I've gone for Best Vlogger. There's loads of competition out there, but why not challenge yourself? So like I say, if you do want to vote for me, please do please do go and click on the link and go and vote for me, guys. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys again soon. Up the butter.